Our LSU. Boom!
All night long. Yes.
Let's freaking go! Cause I'm on. Oh, wipe me down, baby. Shoulders, chest, pants, shoes. Oh man, definitely top 5 night since I've had the channel, getting to hang out with the GOAT of Louisiana hip hop artists, and that of course is Boosie BADAZZ himself. I really appreciate him. Obviously, I think a lot of you have seen the Instagram photo. You guys have seen the stories and stuff that's been retweeted to oblivion. Yes, it was true. I got to hang out with Boosie for a little bit, and you guys know he's my favorite. There's just no other way around it. When it comes to Louisiana hip hop artists, we can get into debate about Wayne and Young Boy, Gates. There's a gazillion you could point to, but I think at this point I'll put Boosie number one because, well, he F's with PHL now. He's got PHL memorabilia, and I of course had a Jaden Daniels framed Heisman Trophy piece of memorabilia that I gave him yesterday. So I really appreciate Boosie spending some time with me. I'm a nobody that is lucky to get to do this. And, nobody loves LSU football as much as that guy. I'll tell you that. We talked about Dalrymple, where he grew up, South Baton Rouge. But, it's tough, right? I think for me, if I'm just looking at objective facts, Boosie's not nearly as big as Wayne. No, he's just not. But in terms of songs that I love, I would probably have Lil Boosie a little ahead of Wayne, but he's a GOAT. He's a GOAT to me. But let me know what you guys think. I just love both of them dearly, and I hope one day I get to meet Lil Wayne because his music is also absolutely insane. But normally you're not here to hear me talk about music. You're here to hear me talk about LSU football. And look, as far as LSU football is concerned, it's insane that the biggest thing I want to share with you is 6 days away. We are 6 days away from the Arklatex Memorabilia Card Show, and it's going to be awesome. You guys are going to want to be there. It is a free event. Everybody is going to be there. I say everybody. 4 of LSU's best signees will be there. Ahmad Bro, Gabriel Relaford, Xavier Debo Atkins, and Tylen Singleton. They'll be hanging out with PHL. They'll be hanging out with you as well. And look, it's an intimate setting. It's going to be a big room where the card show is happening, but you're going to love it. I guarantee it. You're going to absolutely love the card show. So we will see you there next Saturday. And if you guys want to see the flyer, let me post it for you right now. Boom. There you go. Okay. Everything you need to know is right there. February 17th, next Saturday. It is a free event. Okay. So let me go ahead and show you everything that went down. Okay. Because I have a new computer. I have to. Oh God. I'm not gonna be able to share this now. Great. I wanted to share a photo with you guys, but I'll just show it to you from my phone here in a second. I do also want to share that last time was also the Fanatics party, okay, where Jaden Daniels took a pretty iconic photo. Now, the only thing missing was Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow was at this party yesterday. I'm a little shocked Joe wasn't in this photo. I would love to see Joe Burrow in this photo, but we do have this photo right here. You can go to Power Hour LSU on Twitter, where it's Jaden Daniels, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. And this is probably one of my favorite photos of all time. I want to know in the chat right now, type D for Daniels, type C for Chase, type J for Jefferson. Okay, D for Daniels, C for Chase, J for Jefferson. Who wins in a race between those three? Once again, D for Daniels, C for Chase, J for Jefferson. Let me know who you think. Now, you guys know, Sunday nights, we normally go live on Sunday nights. We're doing an afternoon live stream simply because of the Super Bowl tonight. Alive, you're going to be watching the Super Bowl. Usher Raymond's going to be great. I'm more so looking towards Usher's halftime show because, you know, it's not often you get to see someone of that caliber do a halftime show. Last year, I loved Rihanna. Rihanna's one of my favorite artists as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. Jay-Z's absolutely killed it, picking out the halftime entertainments. But, man, I'm really excited for Usher tonight. But I'm not competing against the Super Bowl, just not doing it. When it comes to ratings, I can't do anything versus Taylor Swift. I just can't. You know, I got to be honest. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I've already put in a bet for +2 Chiefs. I just think it's just too obvious, which kind of concerns me. So, you know, I got to be real. I'm going to go with Kansas City here. A few props I like. I like the over rushing prop for Patrick Mahomes. I know it's a little high at 26. He tends to run in big games, and I think he's going to run for a lot of yards tonight. I have him probably around 40 to 45 rushing yards. I am leaning towards the under in tonight's game as well. So, yeah, in a race, 40 yards. Let's see. Most of you say Jamar Chase. Daniels gets a few votes mixed in here as well. Okay. I would not be shocked if it's Jaden Daniels. I'm serious. I would not be shocked if it's Jaden Daniels. That if they were in a 40-yard dash race, that Jaden would win. He is one of the fastest football players I have ever seen. So here's what I'm going to do. First $20 super chat. I'm going to give this card out. It's a Justin Jefferson rookie card. And there you go. First $20 super chat. You're getting this in the mail from me. Now, as far as LSU football is concerned, okay, we'll get into what you guys normally want me to talk about. I want to share one minor story, okay? And it is very minor in the grand scheme of things, okay? I do feel that Texas, Alabama, and Georgia, or not Alabama, Texas, Georgia, and Ohio State have separated themselves, okay? I would like to include, though, LSU's schedule got easier, okay? It just got easier. UCLA head coach Chip Kelly leaves a head coaching job to become the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. Okay, let me repeat. Chip Kelly has left UCLA to go be the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. Now, this story kind of flew under the radar because it is Super Bowl week and there has been a whole lot going on. But that is a pretty shocking move. Now, it's not so shocking if you follow college football really closely. It's really not, because you saw it. It's the biggest story. There's not really a whole lot of huge stories this week in college football, even though the signing day was earlier this week. But Chip Kelly leaving a head coaching job to go from one Big Ten school to another lets you know everything you need to know about UCLA next season. This is a rancid job. This is a job where Chip Kelly put out a good product every year. This is UCLA, by the way. And you see him leave that job to go be an OC somewhere else. Okay. Was he tired of the recruiting? Was he tired of all the extra mumbo jumbo that comes along with the UCLA job, being USC's younger brother? I got to be real. I am shocked, but I'm also not shocked. Towards the end of last year, there were already rumors that UCLA was thinking about moving on from Chip Kelly. And now he goes to Ohio State. Okay. Now, for those that don't know, LSU plays UCLA next season. Okay. And we get them at home. And there was a big hubbub about us playing 2 Power 5 teams in the same year in the non-conference. That rarely happens at LSU. Rarely. UCLA is not going to be that good next season, right? We'll see what the portal does. The portal will open a full 30 here as Chip Kelly moves to his new job. But those players are probably about to leave, okay? UCLA is obviously a really, really, really decent job. It's not a good job. I wouldn't even consider it a great job. Okay, it's a basketball school. You're in LA with a bigger brand in your own school. You're competing for eyeballs with the biggest professional brand, maybe in all of sports, with the Los Angeles Lakers. And obviously that doesn't include the Clippers. That doesn't include everything else, the Dodgers, the Angels, all of it. Okay. And even though the Angels aren't in LA, but still, California, it's a tough place. And I think Chip Kelly was just burnt out and he goes to Ohio State. Now, what will the Ohio State offense look like? I do think Chip is a little bit better served for calling a offense for Will Howard, the quarterback at Ohio State. But what I think UCLA is going to do now is what Chance is mentioning here. D'Anton Lynn will more than likely be the guy. It's true, James. LSU played Oregon and West Virginia in the same year. What's even more impressive about that is they played both of them away from Tiger Stadium, and both of those teams ended up winning BCS Bowls. It's further proof that the 2011 LSU team is, to me, the second best LSU team of the modern era, even though they weren't able to get the job done versus Alabama the second time around. But yeah, it's still rare that you play 2 non-conference Power Fives in the same year. And UCLA is going to be weakened. And I am not a huge fan with the direction USC is heading, but that's not here nor there. Now, next thing, okay? I want to chat briefly about Kim Mulkey, Bob Starkey. They're doing the KO game today for LSU, Alabama. I think LSU will take care of business. They blew out Alabama at Alabama earlier this year. They should be fine. Not going to talk too much about that because if you are listening to this at a later date, it's probably going to be a little dated. Now, here's what we're going to do. I have ranted enough. I'm going to go to your questions. Any question you want to ask. Obviously, I talked about Boosie, and I've gotten a lot of questions about that. That's awesome. But I would love any LSU football-related question. It could be anything, about any team, about any player, all right? And while you guys come up with your questions and your super chats, once again, first $20 super chat, you're getting a Justin Jefferson rookie card from me, Prism rookie card, okay? Let me share one minor story, okay? So when it comes to athletics, with the internet, everything has become younger, right? I think a lot of you watching this probably did not play high-level college athletics. But I think a lot of you are probably good high school athletes, right? I was a decent to good high school athlete. Just depends on what your definition of good actually is. Okay. A lot of you probably wish the TikTok, Twitter era, huddle.com era existed when you played, because every snap of every game has been recorded, and you could post whatever great highlights you want to post. I've had high school athletes, particular high school football players that are freshmen, sophomore, and juniors, have reached out to me and wanted me to evaluate their film and do a film study on them. And I've done it a few times, and I still do that. I love doing it. And I go back and I'm like, dang, I wish I could have done the same thing. I wish I could have just had my huddle film that was easy to watch, easy to clip, and all of it. And that is a really good thing, right? Our society is just becoming younger and younger, right? You have some ridiculous young athlete stories like Baby Gronk, but with high school recruiting and all of it, we're starting to realize that these recruiting services can pick out who the best players are in the class of 2026 and even 2027 already. Okay. A lot of it is genetics, camps, all of that. And sometimes they're right about who develops into a true 5-star or 4-star or whatever, but they oftentimes get it right. I'm saying all of this because earlier this week in Vegas, Bryce Underwood and DeCorian Moore were able to spend some time together at the Nike Next football camp. Now, I don't know a whole lot about it, but once again, I can't share stuff because new computer. I was fascinated by that. Absolutely, positively fascinated by the Nike Next stuff. And I love the fact that those two got to spend some time together. And I'm also loving the fact that they were able to be around Ryan Clark, who hosted the event, who is also an LSU guy. And it was all LSU, right? That's what we want, okay? We want DeCorian Moore, who is open to visiting other schools. We want him spending time around LSU legends and Bryce Underwood to see how good it's going to be for him at the next level. So I thought that was interesting, a little under the radar because it is Super Bowl week, but they had that earlier in the week. And now we're going to get to some of your questions, okay? The Blaster. Let's go to Chance. What do I think about Ryan Grubb basically lying to Alabama boosters and players till the portal window closed? All right. Let's have a conversation about this. Okay. Don't mind it. Okay. I understand we want a victory lap Alabama and him lying. This happens all the time. And at some point, that an LSU coach is going to do it. And well, he has, Nick Saban. Coaches lie and do one thing the next day differently. It was reported by the Seattle Times, Bob Condata, I believe is his name, who I think has retweeted some of my stuff. So shout out to you, Bob. He reported that part of the delay of Ryan Grubb. So for those who don't know, the new Alabama head coach, Kalen DeBoer, came from Washington. All right. Washington was thinking about hiring Ryan Grubb, who was the offensive coordinator at Washington. Okay. Ryan Grubb leaves for Alabama when Washington hires Jed Fish. Okay. So Ryan Grubb joins Alabama. Seattle Seahawks hire Michigan's defensive coordinator, and Coach Mack at Michigan, the defensive coordinator, who's now the coach of the Seahawks, wanted Ryan Grubb to be his offensive coordinator. Okay. And that makes sense. Okay. Those two probably went up against each other. Well, they did in the national championship game. So McDonald is probably very familiar with the Ryan Grubb system, and probably that's the system that he wants to run. Okay. So I bring that up because all of this was a delay. Ryan Grubb knew the whole time he was taking the Seahawks job. So why did he delay? Well, the 30-day window of Nick Saban leaving Alabama had closed. So players can't enter the portal anymore. If you're in Alabama, you're in Alabama. Okay. So Ryan Grubb probably was a little dishonest. Okay. And he told the Bama boosters that he will be the next offensive coordinator in Alabama. But he goes to the Seahawks. Okay. He did lie. There's no other way around it. I saw the video. But a lot of schools do this. Okay. Steve Sarkisian in a transition class, they waited to fire Tom Herman, and Steve Sarkisian, comes in. Okay. LSU, they waited to fire Matt House after the signatures were already signed. You know who didn't wait and cleared out their defensive coaching staff, basically? Florida did. And what happened to Florida's recruiting class? It fell apart. Okay? So Alabama, Ryan Grubb did Alabama a favor. Alabama liked the fact that he lied because nobody entered the portal. So there you go. That's my thoughts on it. I think Ryan Grubb was actually doing Kalen DeBoer a favor saying what he said. So, it is what it is. DeBoer probably feels some type of way about it. But if you get a chance to be an NFL offensive coordinator, you obviously have to take that chance. Platinum Obama says, put some respect on Coach Saban's name. I do all the time. You won't find many LSU YouTubers that is more pro Saban than me. Okay, time heals all wounds. But still, we all know what happened. Okay. Bryce Underwood looks every bit of 6'4" right now. Okay. Say, Ethan, just saw your video with Boosie on the Real LSU Nation group. Congrats. Very cool experience. Absolutely. Very lucky to experience that. The one thing I would say about it, Ethan, I was very shocked at how much he enjoyed my company. Now, once again, I gave him a pretty nice Jaden Daniels display, but I mean, we could have chatted for hours, but there was obviously a long line to meet an artist of that caliber, and it was great. It was great, man. BOOSIE BADAZZ. That's me. It's crazy. It was a great show too. Who's going to Baseball Fan Fest this Friday? Should I go? I'd love to. I got to be in Shreveport on Saturday early. But shout out to everyone getting to go to Baseball Fan Fest. Question for you guys. Would you guys like to do a meetup at the PHL or at the spring game? I would love to do a meetup at the spring game. Okay, taking a look at the poll question really quickly. Wayne is winning the favorite rap artist from Louisiana poll. Wheezy. Wheezy's great. Wheezy's great. Tony said you have to catch up on the live. There you go. Let's see. About to go get ready to watch the LSU game. They tip off at 3. Get to sit down and watch the Lady Tigers. Let's see. I did find it interesting that Notre Dame jumped LSU in the composite rankings on 247 for 2025. Don't really care about it. I mean, LSU's got more quality, high-end guys than they do. Basically 3 players in the top 50. Notre Dame's got some good athletes as well, but LSU's got 2 bona fide 5-stars. You want to go Webby? Webby's good. Pimp C. I'm surprised there's not any people showing some love for Juvie. Juvie the Great, man. Let me ask you this. Do you, whoever you are watching this, do you think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl, or do you think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl? You let me know, okay? Let's see. I just got a text from Bryce. He said, Carter, you can't go live during church. I was like, wait, I went live at 1. I mean, what church service is still going on at 1? Malik Neighbors to the Giants is starting to gain more and more steam by the second. Now, got to be Baptist. Lance says 49ers. Eric says Chiefs. Yeah, Neil Farrell on the Chiefs. LSU's got 1 player on the 49ers. Can you name that player in the chat right now? Yeah, do not bet against Patrick Mahomes. I actually have placed a bet on Patty +2. And I keep seeing, well, the 49ers are a more well-rounded team. I was like, are we watching the same games in the playoffs? Like, there was never an instance in the Buffalo game where I felt Buffalo was a better team. I mean, yeah, they had some long drives where they ran the football, but Kansas City just looked to be slightly better. And the Baltimore game, Kansas City was thoroughly better. And the Miami game, Kansas City was thoroughly better. San Francisco had 2 frantic comebacks to win both of their games at home, okay, versus a 7 seed and a 3 seed Lions team. And it was a ridiculous bit of luck that they had the throw to Brandon Ayuk, Jaden Daniels' good buddy. TDP is correct. There you go, Eric. Now, do you want to bring up something? On Patreon, patreon.com/LSU football. All right. The link is down below. It is the first link that you see when you go into the description. Okay. Whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, patreon.com/LSU football. This morning, actually, I think it was yesterday morning, dropped my first Blake Baker deep dive. Okay. It was my first one I've done. And it's honestly a very simple one. And it's something that takes up a good bit in my evaluation of who you are as a coordinator. Okay. It was just a quick yard per play analysis with extra context. Okay. There was only one game where I thought Blake Baker was horrible. One game. Okay. Now really think about that. Over the last 2 years, Blake Baker had one game where he was horrible with the Missouri defense that needed some serious rebuilding. Now, did he get lucky that a lot of the players that he inherited were actually really good football players? Yes. 2 of their DBs, who I've talked about quite a bit on here, Abrams Drain and Rakestraw, are going to be 5 to 10 year NFL players. And one of their edge players, number 6, his name slips my mind. I think his name's Cooper or something like that, was the number 1 rated defensive lineman or defensive edge player at the Senior Bowl. So I share that because, well, maybe it was just Blake Baker had a really good group. Hopper was a good linebacker. But honestly, when I went and I rewatched and charted a few games and watched every defensive snap, they were just solid. They were just well put together. They weren't overly exotic or anything like that. They just played good, sound, strong, fundamental football. And the fact that in 26 games, he only had 1 game where I considered bad, just horrible, is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So go to Patreon and sign up. Every single one of you get a Joe Burrow card in the mail if you choose to get one. Okay. And it's a very thorough, deep breakdown. Some of you have read it, LD88. Jared and a few others have read it. And it's awesome. You're going to love it. 1 game. Okay. And I'll share what happened in that game on Patreon. Okay. Next thing. What was the next thing? Slipped my mind. I didn't outline my live stream like I normally do. Been a crazy night. I was up until 4 last night. It was another LSU football related thing. I don't know. I totally forgot. Say hi to J Red. Yeah, LA Mama, it's really not anything to be worried about. Some of it is that they have more players. They have 14 players already committed for 2025. So I think that helps out with their ranking. The one thing that's and I know there's a big debate over 247 versus On 3 versus rivals and whatever. If I were to give 247 Sports one critique, and I've looked at 247 Sports for so long, all right, they have dominated the recruiting industry, and they still do. Ivans, Cooper's a friend of mine, and the one thing I do not like is on the team page, they don't put the composite ranking of the recruit. They put their personal ranking, and I would prefer to see the composite. Okay. And there's different debates about composite rankings. I personally love composite rankings because I think if you use the data that other people use as a part of your own personal evaluation, that's just more eyeballs on what you do, right? Because we all have flawed process when it comes to picking out recruits or thinking one player is going to be great or not great. And, for me, there was a pretty elite player that LSU signed over the past couple of seasons. I had a 3-star grade on him, and he was a 5-star. Okay. Well, he was a 5-star, and he slid to around a 4-star. Which didn't shock me. I was like, okay, this is going to eventually catch up. And it did, and it didn't work out for him. And I wanted it to. I didn't have anything against the kid. But, that was an instance where I was like, okay, I'm not paying attention to the composite rankings because they're flawed. What is this? I have no idea what just happened. Did y'all see that? I'm serious. Okay, I have a new computer. And this has been an adjustment period, right? Last week with my printer on Thursday just kind of screwed up. But a big, thumb. Did y'all see it was like a floating thumb? Just floated right in front of my face. Okay, did y'all see that at all? Or was it just me? Type Y for yes, type N for no if you saw a floating thumb. Okay, you saw it? What the hell was that? I didn't click any button. Okay, I tend to make my live streams very conversational. And I don't like a lot of bells and whistles. But that is strange. I have no idea what that was. It was scary. I was like, wait, what the hell is happening? Okay. Coming up after this, I'll continue my thoughts on the recruiting stuff. PHL Nation. Oh, yeah, baby. You know about Louisiana Controls. They've been showing us love throughout this college football season, and I'm looking for you to do the same when it comes to your energy management commercial HVAC needs. It is all with our buddies who have been doing this for over 40 years. Yes, that is 4 decades. You know this Louisiana weather gets crazy. Go to louisianacontrols.com or call 225-924-4990, baby. Let's go. I don't know what that was. It looked kind of like a Facebook. Looked kind of like a Facebook thumb. But anyway, I bring that up because one of the kids that we're going to be interviewing, hopefully on Saturday, is Ahmad Bro, and his recruiting ranking was something he was debating with a fan. Okay, and if I was a recruit, all right, there would be 2 ways I would look at my recruiting ranking. If I was like a middle tier 4-star, that's like perfect, right? You don't have too much hype, but you also have some hype and some belief, okay, that you're going to be good. You have such a long leash if you're a 5-star recruit. Even in the NFL, there are 5-star recruits that I believe are playing in the NFL because they're 5-star recruits. Okay. There have been some that weren't even good in college, and they get to the NFL because the NFL is like, okay, maybe they were just misused at the college. Okay. So there is a longer leash you have with being a 5-star, right? You can demand more NIL, and so on and so on and so on. But if you're a 3-star, okay, I would love being a 3-star because you have that chip on your shoulder. You have that us against the world mentality kind of baked in. Okay. So I really would like to be a 3-star. Okay. Maybe I'm a 3-star LSU YouTuber. I like that. I am independent. I don't have any network that I'm with. So yeah, I really do think I like being a 3-star. Okay. So here's Melder, the stepdad. I like your stream and that thumb popped up. I thought it was a cool feature you added, but I tried to unlike and like again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was a certain amount of things or whatever, because I do have a new computer. Maybe this looks nicer. I don't know. And I don't really notice a difference. And computers are expensive. I was like, okay, this thing has it's a Mac. It's got some fancy bells and whistles on it, but I don't want it to be too fancy where someone stupid like me can't figure it out. Let's see. Okay. I want to play this. I can't play it. I can't share my screen now. I gotta fix this. Dylan Crows. Okay, Anissa Morrow. I see this outfit. I'm a big Morrow fan. Thunder Road. Don't come in here talking that. Let's go Reds. You should, Melder. I would love to meet you, man. Love to. I'll have a giveaway for you. Come on. We are giving out this card right here. I love this Terrace Marshall card. We're giving out a bunch of Terrace Marshall stuff. I normally do because I'm a big believer in showing out in your home city, and obviously Terrace Marshall is from Bossier. There actually is a big Terrace Marshall Parkway graduate who collects his stuff. It says his cracked ice kind of finish on it. It's a beautiful card. I'll give this out to the first PHL that gets there. But Melder, if you come, I'll give you something. We got all kinds of crazy stuff that we're going to have to give away. So yeah, I'm dead serious. Anyone that's ever come to one of these PHL get-togethers, you know, like how much fun it is. And I'm dead serious. Like I'm not just saying that just to say it. Okay. So this was at the last one last year. It's Patrick Queen, obviously, and that's Ty, and that's a collector from Dallas who I'm friends with. And these are all PHLers right here. Okay. We're running through this really fast. There's Patrick's family. This is a really good guy. It's Roy's kids. There's a lot of people you probably recognize in the chat. Tyler was in there a minute ago. Dre. Just all different kinds of collectors, people from all around. And that's Michaela Williams' dad, actually, right there. And there's Michaela right there. It was such a fun interview. And there's Dr. Pizza. Man. So it's crazy. This is actually my freshman roommate right there. One of my freshman roommates. So, yeah, Kyle, I wish you could have been there, man. PQ's great. PQ's family and my family are really tight. I don't have a close relationship with them, but Boosie was really excited to see his autograph right here on the shirt. I actually had a William. What's good, man? Your hat is en route with some extra bonuses, as always, just for you, William. So I actually made a collector mistake. So you see Boosie's signature right here. I gave him a bad ink pen. Or I gave him a bad Sharpie. So whenever you get someone to sign something, I was in a rush getting to the show. You want to run your Sharpie on a piece of paper to make sure it's got some good run on it. Okay. And I even had a paper ticket with me that I could have tested it. And I didn't because I'm a goober. But that's why his signature right here is a little faded, right under Joey B's signature. But yeah, man, I'm a big PQ fan. Let's see. If I find another one of his autos around here, Kyle, I'll send it to you, man. You just got to enjoy the LSU uniform. There you go. Now, in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to answer as many questions as we possibly can. Once again, a rare Sunday afternoon live stream, laid back Sunday afternoon live stream. I love doing these. You tell me, Chance. Bryson Martinez. I know very little about the 2026s at this point. I know Joe Sloan offered a 2026 QB earlier this week, but my main focus right now is on the 2025s in terms of recruiting. Let's see here. Here is a Twitter DM from Andrew. Carter, I saw the weight loss thing you have going on. Best of luck. Yeah, there you go. I will be breaking my diet at Super Bowl Sunday. Come on now. Okay. Thought this was interesting. Okay, Taylor Swift will be at the game tonight. Okay. T-Sizzle. What song is Usher opening with tonight? Tell me right now. Jaden Daniels to the Vikings would be interesting. I'm telling you right now. Okay. Tony says, yeah, you got it bad. Lil Jon will be there. I hate to burst your bubble. There's no way that they weren't going to do this and not have Lil Jon. That's part of it. Okay. He's in Vegas. The one guy my wife released a TikTok earlier today. Justin Bieber will be in this halftime show. I believe it. Him and Usher are really good friends. Bieber's in Vegas. He performed at the NHL All-Star game. I think you'll see Biebs tonight. And Justin Bieber is an elite artist. So it should be a good show. God, there was another. This is why I always got to write my stuff down. I do an outline every week. It's actually a DJ outline for a few songs. I did not do one. So I totally drew a blank. And that's what happens when you're on like 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, we'll take a few more. So he's the number 7 OT in the class. Okay. Can I run the times and dates? Okay. So one thing you can do, and I highly recommend you do this. We have posted this on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll keep posting it. Take a screenshot of this right now. Okay, if you're watching on your phone, take a screenshot or whatever. February 17th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Bossier Civic Center. So if you are one of our many PHLers in Texas, Shreveport is very easy to get to if you're in the East Texas region. Okay. 2 hours from Dallas. And there's going to be a lot of Dallas folk there. Lots of Texans will be there. So if you're a Cowboys fan, Texans fan, they're going to have all kinds of cards there. So just for clarification, this is a card show. So these 4 players are a big part of the show, but they're also a minor part of the show. There's going to be 40 plus tables there selling cards. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be great, and I'll be set up there. Ty Christiana, who throws the event, will be on with us on Saturday, and it's free. Okay. So what's good about that is normally an event like this is like $20 to get in, like $10, $15, $20 to get in. So you get in free, and guess what? That'll give you plenty to spend on autographs. Their autographs are $20, but and it's going to a charitable donation, Royce Kids. So to me, it's a cool event. Like, I love sports memorabilia. Obviously, gave one of my favorite pieces that I just got out to Boosie last night. And look, I want to give stuff to you. We're going to give out all kinds of fun stuff next Saturday. So we will see you there, Chris. I will see you later tonight. We'll be chatting the Super Bowl in the PHL Discord all night long. Just go to powerhourlsu.com, or excuse me, go to patreon.com/LSU football. You can also get my merch, including shirts such as these, powerhourlsu.com. Okay? It is Power Hour LSU. Boom! Tonight, LSU women's, they win big. Well, this afternoon, Chiefs win by 7. Final score 27-20. And tonight we're doing lemon pepper chicken wings. Let's go. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Let's go.